alive! Boom shakalaka!
Ladies and gentlemen,
We got brand new competition over here on Leagues Online. Please subscribe to Old School Gamer Live. Bring your gamepad and your pride. The competition's ramping up, and this is where you draw the line. You got the passion, then you got the time. We got classic arcades. All you have to do is press rewind. From Nintendo, Capcom, Taito to Konami, Midway, Data East, Sega to Atari. Outrun anyone in an ever Ferrari. Become a rad racer, any board, and don't feel sorry. I'm battling waves of brigades, and it feels so gnarly. I'm jumping through hoops and circuses just like Charlie. My killer instinct, bashful and spectator lobbies will ruin the party. Turtle shows all over your body. We got King Creole brings the stress, no quarter brings the test. Bring your A game, shut your mouth enough and less. Here's the quest, are you ready for the competition? Recognition on leaderboard beyond our comprehension. Be that one, be that number one guy who will decide on Old School Gamer Live.
Welcome, everyone. We got another episode of Old School Gamer Live, slapping you right in the chops. Like usual, I got my pal KC hanging out with me, and we have an awesome guest with us tonight. This guy has done a ton of stuff, and I'm excited and honored to have him with us tonight. What's up, KC?
What's up, man? I don't know if I'm going or coming, but I'm here.
He acts like he's been working or something. Look at him. He's pretending real good that he's been working.
What's going on, everybody, man? Happy Thursday, man. We here. Where my boy Ryan at, man? How is he doing, man?
Ryan, well, I know he's been on the road. He just went to a trade show, I guess, last weekend.
That boy he is the hardest working man in the business.
Lout's been all over the place. He has all kinds of excuses why he can't be on our show. So I know he's very busy, right?
He's a busy man.
Let's see who's hanging out with us tonight. We got our pal Six.
Who we got? What's up?
Has his own segment that we're going to be doing once, maybe every month or something like that. We don't want to burden the boy too much with too much responsibility. So we're going to let him get off with once a week here, or once a month. He's doing a little retro movie reviews, and they're pretty cool. So we're going to see that later on. We got our pal Sacro hanging out with us. What up, man?
Good to see man?
One of our oldest gaming companions right there. We got Mitchell B. Good to see you. You got Mr. Jer. We got Andy. I mean, we got all the pals hanging out with
everybody in the building.
Good to see you guys. All right, let's get straight down to it because we got a ton of stuff. First of all, everybody get your hashtags in. Hashtag OSGL into the chat to win tonight. I got a pretty sweet little package planned here. First, you're going to get a brand new Uplay Arcade sticker. You're going to get one of my trading cards, official trading cards, and I won't sign it, so it will be worth more.
He said he won't sign it.
Mario Nintendo mystery boxes, a set of Mario, or two sets of Mario socks, and then a Mario puzzle. So all of that beautiful stuff will be shipped to you as soon as I remember. For whoever wins the random spin tonight, and don't let me forget to spin that wheel like usual. We know how that goes. Prince, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man.
What's up?
I know where a lot of people are. They're out on the lake. They're out hanging out. They're out eating dinner.
Man, it's so much going on this week, man. Everybody squeezing in vacations. Matter of fact, I just got off the phone with our pal Princess Howard. He touched down in L.A. I'm supposed to have dinner with him tonight. So everybody's in town, man, I tell you.
It is going nuts, guys. It is ramping up. It's summertime, right? That's what happens. Everybody gets out of the house. They start going out and doing other things. But we're here to hold it down. We're here to make sure that you're still getting your retro gaming fix. Now, let's fire it off right off the bat here. Our magazine update of the week, guys. I want to talk about our latest issue and what we never really have discussed yet, and I'm going to more in each episode, is the No Quarter Corner that I put together. Now, this is our
okay.
This is our gaming page in the magazine, basically, where I got a word search, crossword, we got trivia, we have a high score challenge there, even tips on how to get a higher score. Now, speaking of that, we have our pal Jer here I want to speak about this week. He is one of our, I would say, closest friends, closest gaming friends. We've been playing with him for probably 4 years now or something like that, and we have had an absolute blast hanging out with Jer. And I just want to shout out to him. Say thanks for hanging out with us, man. Thanks for being as cool as you are, and appreciate you, dude. And so if you want to be in the community corner, hit me up, and I would love to spotlight you guys. That's what it's all about, the community and hanging out and playing games and having fun. That's what we're doing here. This is our break from work. Look at Casey. He's thinking about logarithms right now and satellite coordinates and GPS.
Oh, you see that back there? No, hey, I'm still in work mode.
He's just phased out.
Well, I'm in work mode. But I tell you what, I've been I can't say my news yet. No quarters doing this thing, but I got some heat coming, so I'll sit back. I'll hold it in.
He's got some heat. Great. I love to hear that. That's always good news around here. All right, we'll wait for the heat until the news segment, okay? Let's fire off about our tour, guys, where we're going to be next and where we just were. Todd just put on a really sweet video game summit up north. Let's check out the video that he slapped together for us here. Here we go.
Wouldn't be VGS without a friggin' step in the road. All right, welcome to VGS. Let's go check it out.
So apparently they had a little fire alarm prank or something happen there. That's what happened there. A little bit of excitement at the show.
What the heck? Who? Hey, no quarter. You was here. How the hell did that happen? Because if you were there, then I could see that.
It wasn't me. Yeah, it wasn't me this time. So I don't know who did it. You know, who knows?
Oh my God.
I'll blame Ryan on this one. How about that? I think it was Ryan that did it.
Dennis the Menace. Real life.
Next week, guys, I'm going to be down in Austin, the Classic Game Fest. I hope to see everybody there that's able to attend. Let's check out their video right now. So there you go, guys. I hope to see everybody there, the Classic Game Fest. I'm excited about this one because he puts a lot of emphasis on the live music.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm excited to see a lot of those live music video game bands. I love that stuff.
I want to see No Quarter bring his bass down there, and I better see you hit the stage.
Yeah, what am I going to do? I haven't played bass in quite a long time. I would need quite a bit of practice before I could do anything.
When you good, you good. No quarter.
Yeah,
It's just like riding a bike.
Put a couple beers in me, I'd probably be up there in a split second, huh?
Yeah. Bring it.
Let's fire over to our news segment, guys. What have you got, Casey? Let's fire off.
Oh, man.
So heat right off the bat.
I got some heat, man. There's two things I like. If you know me, you know. I love space exploration, obviously. I love retro anything. I'm nostalgic, especially for the 70s, 80s, because I have an older brother. So the 70s and the 80s was his era. And I was, I wasn't that old in the 80s, but he was able to really enjoy it. And I would be so envious. But there's a certain game that came up in the 70s, know what I'm about to talk about, and I'm about to show you no quarter because I felt left out because you have a bunch of videos. So now I got a video.
Oh, he's got to flex.
I got to flex a bit. So I already know that Mr. Jerry's going to say something about this. But check out what's coming out. Can you see my screen?
This was one of my segments, Hotshot. Look, I got the graphic pulled up and everything.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
And the video already, too. So, all right. We got Lunar Lander
popping,
guys.
Fire that off, man.
We got Lunar Lander popping off. If you guys are an Atari fan from back in the day, the original Lunar Lander, I love that game, and I still play it maybe once a week. I have it in my bedroom. I got the cabinet in the bedroom, and I play that freaking thing all the time. It's hilarious. Let's check the promo video for it. That's hilarious.
Run it.
No.
It began with the moon.
We have liftoff.
Chosen for us by ancestors from centuries past. And so, here we are. Scattered across planets, we reach out into space, grasping for the infinite. Forebears chose the moon, for they never lived to travel. Beyond.
So it tells you very little about the game, but what I have learned about it is it's not just like the original Lunar Lander. It's not a remake. It's kind of like an RPG almost.
I call it is loosely based. That's the way. That's what I'm getting from it.
It's like if somebody wrote a story about Lunar Lander. That's kind of what this, at least as far as I can tell. I haven't seen any real gameplay yet, but it looks as if there's a storyline and there's RPG stylized gameplay to it. So interesting and super cool. What else you got, Casey?
So I know every week we've been talking about a lot of stuff coming back, man, and all these collections. And I'm gonna tell you, I know Sace is going to agree. This damn Cowabunga collection has kicked off a phenomenon. I'm starting to see a lot of these old school titles come back with their collections, and now another one of my favorites. I love the arcade game, especially. The Jurassic Park collection is coming. They got a video. I'm going to let this play. And then we're going to talk about this because I'm going to talk about my favorite of this Jurassic Park collection.
A bunch of the Jurassic Park games.
InGen must be eliminated. I will have control of Jurassic Park.
Cool.
I'm excited about this, guys, and I'm gonna tell you. And Rich Rodello just brought something to my attention. I'm sorry, it wasn't the Cowabunga collection. It was the Atari Recharged games. And I don't know, no quarter. Is it? There's two things happening here. Either A, people are getting hella nostalgic like me, and then they want to see this stuff again, or people are running out of ideas. What you think?
I think it's both, dude. You know, there's only like music. You only got 12 notes. There's only so many different combinations you can put together with so many different rhythms. Man, you know, we're kind of, you know,
we running out of shit.
David's got to save the day, right? Guys like David have to continue to make new stories and write new things for us, so we're not, you know, we're not dead in the water here. We need guys like him around.
Yeah, dude, because I'm telling you, I'm seeing it with TV shows. Like they brought Punky Brewster back. They bringing all these movies are getting redone. A new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, I just feel like there's a lack of new ideas, but you got the people like me who are eating it right up because I get to relive my childhood through my kids, right? And then on modern technology. I know Sace don't like that because that dude Sace likes actual legit hardware, the real game. He don't want no emulation, but hey, a guy like me, I can take emulation.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but you know, I'll play my handheld Amberg all day long, you know, and not sweat a second about it. You know,
you know what? Saycro's making another good point here, man. We are the generation with the disposable income. I hate to say it, but they are targeting us.
Well, we're the first generation that hadn't had to go through a war, or our parents had to go through a war or something. So we're very, very pampered. You know, I mean, we're blowing money left and right on video games and crap. I mean, we're very lucky. You know,
now, Mitchell, now listen to Mitchell B. He making it seem like we some real life Ricky Schroders from Silver Spoon. If you own 2 arcades, Mitchell, you got disposable income.
Yeah.
If you own one,
yeah. If you own a single Pandora's box, you're doing good. You know. I mean, yeah, it's amazing how pampered we are nowadays. I think me and Casey were talking about that earlier.
We were. We realized how pampered we are.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Stern has a sweet new table out, guys. Venom is popping. I cannot wait to see this one in real life. Let's check their short promo video real quick here. There you go. Looks pretty sweet. I am excited to see that one in person. Like I said, I love all these new Stern tables that are popping. They're absolutely blowing my mind on how cool they are. Casey had to bail, guys. He has a family event. So what we're going to do is bring on our guest now. We're going to bring on David. We are excited to have him on. I am not kidding. He has some really cool credits. I started to do a little bit of research into him, and man, he's done a bunch of stuff. So let's bring him on here. David, how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited to be here. And in case you see off to one side, that brightness, that's not the sun streaming through my window. That's my natural luminescence, man. I'm shining to be here right now.
There's a mirror right there. That's what's going on.
That's what it is.
I get it. It's all cool. It's all cool. So, man, you've written a ton of different books. I mean, let me pull your website up here. This probably isn't even all your books, I would imagine.
That is pretty out of date, actually. I published, I actually don't know the exact number, but it's over 30 now.
Yeah, I started looking on Amazon, and just book after book after book. Is it mainly nonfiction?
Mainly nonfiction. I love writing stories about people who make games and people who play them and the culture around them. So I write what's called narrative nonfiction, where the stories I write read like novels, and I write them based on research and also as many interviews about the company, a game, a franchise, etc. as I can get. 10 years ago, this October, I wrote and published Stay While and Listen 1, first book in a trilogy about Blizzard and Diablo, and that became a bestseller, and I've been doing this ever since.
Very cool. Very cool. So you said you got about 30 books now. Man, that is awesome. That's a ton of freaking work.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
What was your first? Was that your first book that you just said?
So there is another book that's technically my first. and I don't talk about it much because it's very much a first book. But it was this book on renewable energy that I was contracted to write, and I wasn't really keeping evergreen content in mind, content that doesn't age. So it's very much rooted in like 2007 or 8 when I was writing it, when gas prices were at a historic low, and of course they've fluctuated a lot since then. But what I liked about it was I did a bunch of interviews with people who work in renewable energy fields, included those in the back of the book. But I kind of look at Stay Well and Listen 1 as my real first book. It's my second first book, I guess. So the renewable energy book came out in 2008. Stay a While 1 came out in 2013, and I've published at least one book a year ever since.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That is an amazing feat all in itself, just being that consistent, ripping them out like that. Now, you said a term I've never heard before, evergreen.
Yeah, right. Evergreen is content that never really goes out of style. Actually, you folks at Old School Gamer publish a lot of it, where you publish a retrospective on a game. That never olds, right? You could read that now, a year from now, 10 years ago. It's always relevant.
That's a really cool term. I've never heard of that, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like that's the sort of content that, I mean, especially when you write on the internet, you guys probably know this, but like there's just this flood of news every day, right? And so you write an article, 5 seconds later, it's just washed away by other articles, other videos, other podcasts. And so evergreen content is something that people can just come back to no matter when they find it. It's pretty fun.
Nice, nice. Let's talk a little bit about some of your older books here. We talked about this one earlier.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is kind of serendipitous. When I wrote Stay Well and Listen 1, I was reaching out to legendary developers I'd always admired and asking them / begging them to read an early copy of the book, and if they liked it, to write a blurb. Julian Gollop, the creator of XCOM, read Stay Well and Listen 1, said he really liked it. So I rang him up one day and I said, Julian, could I just write about you? And he said, oh, yeah, sure. So Monsters in the Dark, the making of XCOM UFO Defense, is about Julian Gollop's career up to and including the making of the first XCOM. So the book actually charts like from his childhood to the release of XCOM and all the games he made in between. So you can kind of follow along on this journey as he became a better and better designer, leading up to what many consider his masterpiece, the original XCOM.
That's cool, man. Very cool. Let's talk about your Mortal Kombat book here.
Yeah, so
I was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I love that cover art.
I do, man. It's great.
Yeah, I got a lot of nice quotes there. In fact, that cover image, this is my fault, it's out of date, but John Tobias, co-creator of Mortal Kombat, liked it enough and found it accurate that he wrote the foreword for me, which is pretty cool. Another foreword written by, actually you see it in the upper right, James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd.
That's cool.
Yeah, and this book came out last October 8th, the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat, and it kind of blew up because Ed Boon tweeted about it and kept it as his pinned tweet until the announcement of Mortal Kombat 1, like 2 months ago, which was really cool for me. So that book is round one. It's obviously the first in a series, and it covers the arcade era of Mortal Kombat. So I'll take you behind the scenes and show you how the games were made, but also from there, what it was like when they hit arcades and home consoles, a lot of the disputes between some of the actors of the first two MK games and Midway, all sorts of stuff. A lot of fun, a lot of nostalgia, but also a lot of insight and entertainment as well.
So it's like a lot of behind the scenes stories of when
that's what I really love to write about.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, just a lot of interviews, 50 plus interviews for that book alone. So you really feel like, I mean, behind the scenes at Midway, behind the scenes at Acclaim, when Mortal Monday was going on. In fact, they told me no one has ever written about the Mortal Monday campaign in depth before. So you get that in along with Mortal Kombat.
Wow. Man, Mortal Kombat was one of those games that all of the friends played it, man. Everybody played it in the arcade, and we also played it at home when it came out in Super Nintendo. Man, Super Nintendo and Sega, it was such a great port at home. You know, you played it almost played exactly like the arcade. It was very well done. So yeah, that was when Mortal Kombat 1 and then 2 and then 3. We were there for every release. It was just such a massive brand.
Same. I loved it. I think Mortal Kombat 2, I remember the, nothing can prepare you advertisements through like most of 1994. I feel like from March until September, when it finally dropped, I had trouble sleeping every night. Like, can I get my hands on this game? It was such great memories.
I know, man. When 2 came out, that was epic. But when 3 came out, that had so many extra features that we didn't even imagine.
Yeah, that was like at the height of excitement, right? Because it came out like 3 months before the first movie, which is still, in my opinion, the best video game adaptation of all time.
I agree.
Yeah, it just, like, the 2021 movie was pretty good, but that 1995 movie, that's evergreen. That does not age, right?
I agree, man. That is the best video game movie yet. I mean, there might be a better one at some point, but man, I mean, they nailed it on that movie.
They did.
And it's kind of campy. It's kind of cult. What was it called? Cult favorite sort of thing. I mean, and it's also very well done. So it has all these and very great actors as well. So you have all this stuff that makes it this amazing movie, man. I absolutely love that one.
Yeah, it was, like I said, I mean, you had Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat the movie. That's actually something I write about in Long Live Mortal Kombat. The first game was actually just meant to be filler. Midway was like, we need something before NBA Jam. Ed Boon and John Tobias want to make a fighting game. Yeah, sure, go ahead. We don't care. And then it blows up. So Mortal Kombat 2, they're like, well, can lightning strike twice? It did, and even harder. So going into Mortal Kombat 3, Midway was basically saying, all right, we need to create the most epic year of marketing ever. So we're going to have Mortal Kombat 3 in arcades in April, Mortal Kombat the movie in arcades in August, Mortal Kombat 3 in home systems in October, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in arcades November. Just like bam, bam, bam. Like 1995 was just fire for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they absolutely destroyed it. Absolutely destroyed it. Great games too, man. That really helps a lot too.
Yeah, they hold up so well. I still want a modern anthology of the Mortal Kombat arcade games, including 4, because you notice they always leave out 4. And I'm like, maybe there are dozens of us, I love Mortal Kombat 4. And I hope that makes it into a collection someday.
Yeah, it's weird that they always kind of hide that one behind the shadows. They kind of keep the drape on it. It's weird. I don't know if a different team did it or what.
Well, I'll tell you, another chapter of the book goes behind the scenes at Digital Eclipse. They were working on Mortal Kombat, the HD reboot of the first 3 games, meaning 1, 2, and Ultimate MK3. And then, the powers that be didn't really like it. In fact, I have another book coming out in a couple months called Cool Stuff, which was named as an homage to one of the secret menus in Mortal Kombat 3 on Super Nintendo. You had Cool Stuff, Cooler Stuff, and then Scott Stuff. And Scott was one of the programmers. So he was like, I'm going to name a menu after myself. Who's going to stop me? And if this is Cool Stuff, it's just like, it's like 150, 200 pages of content I couldn't fit in Long Live Mortal Kombat. Tons of bonus interviews like with speedrunners, ROM hackers, all sorts of fun stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. Man, you got some cool stuff. Very, very cool. Now, we're talking about movies. Let's talk about your current project here, or at least one of them. FPS. Definitive FPS documentary. This thing's like 4 hours long, I saw.
4.5. How about that?
4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the promo video for it. Let's watch it real quick, guys. Let's check this thing out.
Are you serious? Like, this is insane.
The nature of the 3D world has dictated a new type of gameplay.
A step forward into a new technical level.
It blew my mind that I actually got to be there. Eye level. Oh, God.
I heard about the BFG. You know what that stands for?
Big fucking gun.
Oh, shit.
Quake was such a big revelation. It was amazing looking.
Originally, a lot more like a role-playing game.
Nintendo says don't try and do 3D first-person shooters. We kind of just ignored that.
We were doing things that no one had ever done before.
We pioneered online gaming.
You were Duke, and he was a badass.
We came up with a system of double kill, multi-kills.
When Half-Life came out, it changed everything.
It wasn't the story, it was the way the story was told.
We had something special with Halo. We had to build the greatest game ever.
We wanted to do something that felt alive and real. You are a part of it.
Let's blow people's minds.
This is going to be massive.
Come get some.
Man, why couldn't you make a documentary about something fun and interesting? You know?
No, right? We got like 48. Yeah, thank you. Like my co-director Chris Stratton, he's also our video editor. He and I didn't know each other before this, but for the last 2 years, we've been in the trenches on this thing, gotten really close. Along with my co-writer Richard Moss, who's also a video game author and historian. And we just set out to make the best gaming documentary ever, all-star cast. And a lot of that sounds like marketing hype, but you saw it. John Romero, John Carmack, Cliffy B. I mean, you name it, they're in there. 48 all-star gaming legends, 4.5 hours, over 50 games covered. All sorts of cool secrets, like a lot of people thought first-person shooters started with Wolfenstein or 3D or Doom. Those were in the early 90s, but we go back 20 years earlier to show how the FPS genre actually started in 1973, if you can believe it. So all sorts of really cool stuff like that. And I have to say, I watched this thing countless times by this point, but whenever I sit down to do another like fact check or edit, it just flies by. It really does. I think all retro gaming fans will want to have this on their shelf.
Where is this available at?
So you can go to fpsdoc.com. That's fpsdoc.com. And it's only available to order until August 1st. So there are all sorts of editions. You can get a digital edition, all sorts of physical editions, such as just the Blu-ray or the big box edition or big box plus Blu-ray plus t-shirt, all sorts of packs available.
Now, when you say it's only available for that amount of time, you mean you're not going to sell it anymore? It's only be available digitally? You're going to make any more physical?
This right now is a limited run, which whenever I say that as a gamer, I'm like, oh, limited run games, right? And then we actually interviewed some folks from there. They're in the documentary. But what we're doing, this is called our final sale, where it may be available again in the future. We don't know. But this, yeah, and it's actually out of my hands. Like, I have an executive producer. He makes those decisions. I just write and direct movies, apparently. But this is your last decision. If you want to get your name in the credits, show that off. You won't be able to do that again. Once the credits are locked down, they're locked down. And this goes back 2 years. We ran a Kickstarter 2 years ago this month, an Indiegogo last spring, and now with this sale, get your name in the credits. I think we haven't done the credit sequence yet. We can't until after the sale ends. But the credits alone are going to be like 15 minutes. It's going to be like you're sitting there watching the end roll on a Marvel movie or something.
So you haven't even pressed any copies yet?
Nope, not yet. Digital edition will release on August 31st, and physical editions begin shipping in September, so you'll have it well before the holidays.
Cool. Are you able to talk about pricing yet?
So to be honest, that is again above my pay grade. I couldn't tell you what any of the prices are, but they're right there on fpsdoc.com. You can see them on the right-hand side. You can go like, hey, I want digital, I want just the Blu-ray. And they're pretty well priced considering what all you get. I mean, it's a 4.5 hour documentary. And I watch a lot of YouTubers. I like a lot of documentaries on YouTube, but this is a Netflix quality production. Creator VC, the production company, has done a lot of critically acclaimed and commercially successful documentaries, such as the In Search of Darkness trilogy, which dives deep into 80s horror. I mean, they got Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger, all sorts of people for that, and they wanted to get into gaming, and that's where Richard Moss and I came in, and then Chris Stratton, and we've just knocked everybody's socks off with this.
Yeah, so those games definitely isn't where FPS started, because I've seen them way before that. But they were definitely the pioneers in getting it to the epic level that it was at that point. Wolfenstein, Doom, and all that stuff. Whenever I saw that at that point in time, I thought it was realistic looking. I thought those graphics looked real. I thought it was virtual reality or something.
So it's great that you use that term, because we know them as first-person shooters now, right? But that genre didn't come around until like the late 90s, early 2000s. Nobody knew what to call these games, so they were often known as 3D action games or virtual reality action games, because you were looking through your eyes. So that was really the closest most people had gotten to experiencing VR yet. So who's to say it wasn't, right?
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, I thought I was in that map, and there's games still, man, that I played 20, 25 years ago. I can remember that map in my head just as vividly as the house I lived in at that point of time. Who's to say what memory is real at this point?
We might still be in Doom. I hope I packed my rocket launcher.
Exactly. It's whenever you start thinking about that stuff, it gets really crazy. But yeah, man, that's what I love about video games. Is it's the most advanced media yet, because you're getting audio, you're getting video, and it's all interactive. And that's really the key, the interactivity to it, because it puts you into the story. You're actually manipulating the story instead of just watching something. Instead of just being a spectator, you're actually making the story happen. It might be already written out for you, but it still feels like that you are part of it. And it's such a special thing. And we're so fortunate to live in the time that we do, to have access to this stuff. Because back in the 70s, man, they had no idea, man, of what we can do nowadays. No idea.
I mean, there were the first personal computers, the Apple II, the Commodore PET, and the Tandy TRS-80, sold exclusively at Radio Shack. Didn't come out until 77, and most people couldn't afford them, right? Because Apple II costing $2,000 in 1977, that's like $8,000 in 2023 dollars. But Maze War is considered the first FPS, but it was only playable on mainframe computers. So unless you were at a university with access to a terminal that connected to the mainframe, or like a military or scientific lab where they all had mainframes that could run Maze, you weren't playing it. Whereas Wolfenstein 3D and Doom, thanks to shareware, a lot of people played those for free.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, games like Battlezone, Red Baron, those are pretty much first-person shooters.
Definitely.
Just vectorized. They're first-person shooters, basically. You're not walking, you're in a vehicle, but it's still from the first-person perspective. So, those are probably the pioneering, or at least some of the very, very...
So we should have talked to you for this movie, because the first game we cover is Maze War, the second is Battlezone. And that's why we wanted to include it, because a lot of people will think, wait, Battlezone, that's not an FPS, that's an arcade game. Well, it is, but you're in first person, you're shooting, it had multiplayer, that's an FPS. So what the documentary does is it's going to entertain you, but it's also going to make you think about and rethink games and make you consider, well, what is an FPS? What qualifies as an FPS, right? We have other, immersive sims, as they're called, like System Shock and Deus Ex. We get into those as well. So they weren't like pedal to the metal action like Doom or Quake or Duke Nukem, but they were in first person. They were shooting, but they also involved a lot of RPG elements as well.
Very cool. What else are you working on, man? I know you're a man of many talents, many projects. I'm sure you got to be just like me. You got 10 different things going on at any given time.
So much going on right now. So this year alone, I've signed 3 book contracts, closed on a 4th one a couple days ago, actually. So a lot of stuff in the works there, including a history of fighting games from Bitmap Books that'll be out late next year, early 2025. Can't believe we're already looking at 2025 for some of this stuff. Also, next week, Thursday, July 20th, I will be at San Diego Comic-Con on stage interviewing John Romero, who... So he consulted me about his new book, Doom Guy Life in First Person, which is a pretty big deal because it's not only his memoir, but it's the first time that John himself has told his story rather than having, writers like me kind of interpret it however we do. But he consulted me on some chapters. I gave some feedback. He wanted to know, like, hey, you're an id super fan. What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about? And in the acknowledgments, he called me the foremost chronicler of FPS history, and also signed my book that way as well. So that was really humbling, and I'm really looking forward to talking with John next Thursday at San Diego Comic-Con.
Very cool, man. That is exciting. I love talking to these original developers, man, because they have such an insight. Because then they were the guys that did it, right? I mean, they're the ones.
Yeah, and so John has even more insight than most because he has this condition, I guess you'd call it, called hyperthymesia, which means some people think, oh, like photographic memory. No, not just photographic memory. He remembers sights, he remembers sounds, he remembers textures. He could literally recall his life to the quality of watching a documentary movie about it. So this guy writes down, he doesn't just, I think it happened this way. No, it happened this way. And that's how he writes it in the memoir.
Boy, he's a massive resource for you, huh?
Absolutely. I've talked to him so many times over the years. For FPS, Chris, my co-director, flew to his house in Ireland, and I interviewed John for 5.5 hours straight. And about the 2-hour mark, he was like, I got to go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay, John Romero, gaming legend, you can have a pee break. Sure. Like the power's going right to my head, man. What's wrong with me here? But no, that was a super fun interview. And I think it comes across in the documentary, and it'll come across next week on stage.
Very cool. Well, where can everybody find you online, man? I guess besides your website, I guess we'll pull that one up again here.
Yeah, so davidlcraddock.com from my website. The book section is out of date, but if you go to the homepage, I do update it once every other month or so you can know what's going on, what's available, what I've got coming out. But I'm on Twitter at davidlcraddock. I'm on Threads, which is the hip new thing, at davidlcraddock. Instagram at davidlcraddock. You can find me pretty much anywhere.
Awesome. Well, David, I appreciate you being on tonight, man. And next time you have a release of a book or a movie or something, let me know. We'll bring you back on.
Oh, dude, I love the magazine. I'm a subscriber as well, so I would be thrilled and honored to join you guys anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. You have a great night.
You too. Take care.
You too. All right, guys, we had David Craddock. What an awesome guy. Just amazing stuff that he's done, and he's not done yet. I can guarantee you that. He's going to continue to create stuff for us, and I absolutely love that. I love having people that are focused on gaming, retro gaming style stuff, and he is on the vein. All right, let's move on, guys. We are going to talk a little bit about our other stuff that we do here. Where's my thing? Here we go. Weekly tournament roundup, guys. We got a ton of stuff going on this week. Before I get too far into this week, next week, or I guess 2 weeks, July 20. Let me get this banner off of here. July 27th, we got our NBA Jam tournament popping, and I am excited about this one. I got my Shaq cabinet. I just got my network switcher in, so we're going to be hardwired in. No excuses now. So we should have super fast internet. We should have everything just absolutely rocking. This should be an absolute blast, so join us for that one. Let me talk about our pals real quick. Raskler and Shotgun Sean, go check them out every Tuesday on That Gaming Show. Everybody loves these boys. They're all over the place doing all kinds of super fun stuff. Go see what they're up to next Tuesday. Our pal Six, he has his own show. Six and Sace, I guess we're going to say, have their own show. Six's Super Ultra Saturday Mega Show. He has been working on Star Tropics, doing a playthrough on that. I think he's finally done on that one. He's focusing on a different game, so you want to get in and check out what he's up to. It's a blast watching those guys. Speaking of that, let's move to the Six and Sace movie review for this week. Let's see what these boys are up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Six Ryan, and you're now watching Retro Reviews with Six and Sace here on Old School Gamer Live. Our first film is from 1983 called Blue Thunder, starring Police Chief Brody from Jaws. So Jaws guy Brody is responsible for this high-tech helicopter. Now, the plot of the movie is Brody wants to stop the bad guys from using these helicopters for nefarious means. So to accomplish that, he wants to use the helicopter for nefarious means, which includes illegal surveillance, murder, public destruction, public mayhem, along with many other felonies. Now, we learn a little bit about Police Chief Brody's character when he takes the new recruit, young Home Alone Marv, out for surveillance using their very fancy and very expensive government helicopter. And to go ahead and practice surveilling people, they go ahead and surveil a naked woman doing yoga in her private home. That means there's a helicopter floating right outside of her condo and nobody noticed. I know Sace put in some time for this review. He always does an amazing job. He's been published all over the world, many times over. How do you think we pay for all of this? Well, anyways, enough jibber jabber. Sace, tell us what you think about Blue Thunder.
Skip it! Watch Jaws!
Very detailed as always. Thanks, Sace. Well, anyways, I'm done here. 6 out!
All right, guys. Well, that helped out a lot. I definitely know about Blue Thunder now. I'm going to put some time in on that. I do remember that movie. That was absolutely hilarious movie back in the day. It didn't make a lot of sense. He's right. But it was a hell of a fun movie, though, wasn't it? Yeah. I might watch Jaws tonight, actually. I did get all 3 of them the other day at Walmart, not the other day, a couple months ago. Walmart has that $5 bin or whatever. They had all 3 of them in there, so I snapped them up. So I do have all 3 Jawses, so I'm excited to watch them. But all right, let's get back to our weekly roundup here, guys. This week, we have the Old School Gamer Live Weekly Pinball Challenge. We are playing Magic Castle. It's just called Magic Castle. There's like 3 different versions of them. So just a straight-up Magic Castle is the one that we're playing. This game, guys, this is really fun. The wife picked this one this week, so she's going to be playing a bunch on this one, trying to get that high score. Right now, I'm at 3 million, I think, 3 million something. But get in on this one, guys. This is an absolute blast of a table. Also this week, MCAP has his Pinball FX table going here. Godzilla versus Kong. Having a blast on that. Go check that one out. That's a badass table. We got some cool stuff going on over in At Games Land. They got season 1 of their challenges and their tournaments. As you can see, we're second week in, running on Burn Rubber. So get your scores in on that, and hopefully you can win something over there. Polycade has their summer showcase popping. Some cool stuff over there. Looping, Super Tank, Robbie Roto, a bunch of classics we love playing. Let's check out their promo video for the summer. So there you go. Every purchase of a Polycade comes with a slice of pepperoni pizza in the drawer. You cannot beat that deal, guys. Get in on it right now while they're still hot. Go hang out with us over on the Arcade High Score Challenge Club on Facebook. This is the OGs, guys. This is back before Arcade 1-Up even existed. That's when we were over here playing games, taking pictures with our Polaroid and mailing them in. Sometimes we even fax them in. It was crazy, but back in the day, way back in the day, this is where we used to play our games. Hang out with us over at Retro Games Fun on Facebook. They just had an awesome challenge last weekend. I barely slipped in there. As you can see, I'm very low on the bottom there. But it was Circus Atari. This is a hell of a game, guys. What's really funny about the Atari games is upon first look, first view, you think that there's nothing about them. There's nothing fancy about them. This one actually has a lot of cool stuff to it. You can change where you are on the board. You can where they land depends on how high you're going to jump. All this different stuff. But we had a lot of fun on this one. Get over there and vote on the next game of the week right now. It's popping right now, so go and vote. Retro Game Fun. Now, Neo Turf Masters has their July tournament popping. I did play this week, or I guess last week. I got to fire it off again this week. Tons of fun on that one. I, of course, I did, what was I? I was five under, so not bad, but not anywhere close to where some of these boys get. They got a couple of guys on there that are, you know, -20, -25, -28 I've seen sometimes. So it's absolutely insane over there. The Neo Turf Master guys, they got it down like to the pixel. It is crazy. I do want to learn some of that stuff at some point. I want to get a little higher end on it, but, you know, I don't have the time just yet. Our old school weekly countdown. We got some cool stuff popping this week. Let's pull up this. It is my top 5 shooter titles. I wish old Casey was here because he'd be all blubbering about this one, I'm sure. I got Poly on the... Yeah, you can get the Polycade software on PC. It's just called the AGS software. So you don't have to have the Polycade to compete on their leaderboards. So if you want to be in the Polycade universe, you just download AGS on your PC. Hopefully they get it for Mac at some point. But I did get a little PC, and it runs on there very well. So I'm actually able to use it now. But our old school weekly countdown, guys, number 5 for me, Sky Shark. This was one of the only games my dad would let me play back in the day. My dad was all about World War II military stuff, and he loved this game because of the artwork. So, Sky Shark, here you go. I'm allowed to play because the Messerschmitt's on here, right? Number 4, Outzone. This is a beautiful, super fun game. We've played this so much on challenges, guys. It's a great game for high score challenges. You could check that one out if you never played that one. Number 3 is UN Squadron. Absolute banger of a game. I played this all the time on my Super Nintendo. I beat it many, many times. This is a very, very fun one. Go check this one out. I love the upgrades on it. Very cool. Number 2 for me, Smash TV. This was epic. Every time I saw this in the arcade, I had to play this thing because I loved the dual stick aspect of it. I thought that was so cool, being able to move one direction and shoot in a different direction. I thought that was beyond cool. Number 1 for me, guys, and this is a big number 1 for me, is Gradius 3. Hands down, my favorite shooter. I love the upgrades. I love the stages. I love the music on this game. I love the bosses. There's really... I think it's the best shooter around. Still. I love that game. All right, our game of the week last week, guys, was Bad Dudes. Let's pull that up here. Get my Ant Stream pulled up. Where are you? Ant Stream. All right. Let's see where our scores were on that. Oh, Bad Dudes. See if anybody... I think I did get whipped on this one, if I remember correctly. Let's see what we got. Yep. KC, that's right. We played this one live last week. KC came out on top on that one live. That was hilarious. So, yeah, congrats to old Bottlenose. This is the one where Corrupt gave the code. Gave the code away, and he almost won it. He almost won his code back. That's hilarious. But KC slipped on by, just barely squirreled by there. That's awesome. So this week's game of the week, guys, is something I've never played before. I've never seen this one. Who Dares Wins 2. So get in on this one on Antstream. I'm going to fire this off right now. They got another, some Zypho character there. Looks like he's from Britain with his little Sinclair sort of hotshot over there. Let's see here. What's going on with this game? Let's full screen this thing. And I can get rid of that. It's a lot of work by myself here. I need to get paid double tonight, I think. I'm going to demand double pay, overtime. All right, let's see here. I did play this just a little bit a couple days ago when I picked it. And let me tell you, this plays 1,000 times easier than on the touchscreen. I was playing this on the tablet when I picked the game, so let's see here. Okay. Yeah, this is amazingly easier. Is that for me to pick up? I think so. Yeah, I already died. This is as far as I've ever gotten on this game. I wonder if I can go left and right as well. Let's see here. Nope. Only can progress forward. Oh no! Why did I got all the frazzled there, guys. I got a little frazzled. Well, you like the list? Cool, man. Yeah, Robotron is another one of those guys. I know I'm with you on that. Robotron, I love that one, man. They got a new one on 64 you guys need to play. I have it on the Uplay cabinet as well. It's called Robotron. Oh, geez, I can't remember what it's called. But it's a blast. It's in 3D. It's probably called Robotron 3D. All right, let's see what I can get on this. Ooh, why did that kill me? That's crazy. Wow. I wonder if this is this just bullets or what is this? All right. That's as far as I've got. Let's see if I can not get shot with a... That's it. That's it. Yeah, you're right, man. This is one of those games that it's basic enough that you feel like, man, I can do better. I can do better. I'm going to give it one more run. We're going to call it. Then we're going to spin the wheel, guys. We're going to spin the wheel and see who won this amazing Nintendo package I put together here. I'm almost out of Nintendo stuff. I'm going to have to go buy some more stuff. I will tell you these little mystery things that I found. They're really cool. They have little coins in them, metal coins. Ah! Well, so much for that. Let's see where I'm at here. I think it was 750 was my highest score. Let's see here. Yep, 750. Anybody else play it yet? Say Crow. He probably just did it. Let's see what it says. One day. No? Well, good score on that one, man. That's our game of the week, guys. Let me pull up my Chiron one more time. Where are you? Game of the week. Who Dares Wins 2. What a weird name, huh? Who Dares Wins 2. There it is. All right, let's pull up our wheel here. See what sad sack I get to ship something to. We got 5 entries. We'll give you guys another 20 seconds to get your entry. Remember, guys, hashtag OSGL. OSGL. I will show you one more time. You're going to get yourself a Nintendo cartridge puzzle, which would look badass hanging on the wall. Glue that thing together, look awesome. You're going to get one of my new holographic Uplay Arcade Central stickers. You're going to get a little piece of kindling here that burns very quickly. You're going to get one of these Nintendo mystery packages, which, well, like I said, is very cool. And 2 pairs of brand new socks. So, sorry for Christmas and your birthday. You're already covered. So there you go, guys. Here we go. We're going to spin it right now. We'll get it pulled up here. Oh, no. All right. Who's going to win? Mr. Jer? Bad guy, Mike Worley. All right, my friend. I think you just barely got in on that, dude. That is hilarious. Look at this. The last comment. That's amazing. You lucked out, dude. All right. Hit me up after the show on the Facebook page, Old School Gamer Facebook page, and we will get you settled and squared away. Well, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight. I think we're at the 1 hour mark, so we're going to call it a night. I hope everybody had fun. I know I did. I love doing the show. I love hanging out with you guys every single week. And we're going to continue to do it as long as we're alive. You know, simple as that. As long as Casey doesn't have something more important, some sort of family stuff going on, he will be here as well. So you don't have to put up with looking at my ugly mug so close. And I apologize about that. So we'll see everybody next week on Thursday, 7 p.m. We got, it's going to be a short show because I'm going to be on the road on Friday. Now, we will be streaming live on Saturday from the show. Let's get the graphic pulled up real quick. Saturday, we will be live at the Classic Game Fest. So don't expect much for Thursday, but Saturday I'm going to be walking around doing a bunch of stuff, hopefully doing some interviews with some friends, and just checking out what's going on there. I'd like to even stream some of that live music. So join us on Saturday for a pop-up stream. And I will see everybody then. You guys have a great night, and I'll see everybody next week.
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Old School Gamer Magazine now has twice the content, with new columns on retro gaming, arcades, retro computers, indie publishing, and a ton more. Plus gaming history, memories, and modern excitement in every issue. Find out when conventions are happening and what you might have missed at others around the country. Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. If you aren't in the U.S., take a look at our digital options or the new print on demand through Amazon. This massively expanding magazine is all yours in print and digital for just $50 a year in the U.S., $75 in Canada, or digital-only subscriptions, including all of our back issues for just $20 a year. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka!
Are you serious? Like, this is insane.
The nature of the 3D world has dictated a new type of gameplay.
A step forward into a new technical level.
It blew my mind that I actually got to be there. High level. Oh, God.
I heard about the BFG. You know what that stands for?
Big fucking gun.
Oh, shit.
Quake was such a big revelation. It was amazing looking.
Originally, a lot more like a role-playing game.
Nintendo says don't try and do 3D first-person shooters. We kind of just ignored that.
We were doing things that no one had ever done before.
We pioneered online gaming.
You were Duke, and he was a badass.
We came up with a system of double kill, multi-kills.
When Half-Life came out, it changed everything.
It wasn't the story, it was the way the story was told.
We had something special with Halo. We had to build the greatest game ever.
We wanted to do something that felt alive and real. You are a part of it.
Let's blow people's minds.
This is going to be massive.
Come get some.